ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of AEW Dynamite Recap Show. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. This week's Dynamite that took place at the Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama, was billed as Sting's final appearance on AEW Dynamite, or I would imagine any AEW show. So this is his final TV wrestling appearance. Uh, Probably talk about Sting's career uh, on another show, maybe on the spot show next week or something like that. Anyway, before I get to the action, let me do the sales pitch. If you entertained by this in any way, click the like button, leave a comment. What you think about this week's AEW Dynamite? Or are you going to be watching Revolution? Just let me know in the comments and we'll chit chat about it. Uh, and, of course, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's let it rip. Kicking off Dynamite this week, we got, well, you folks probably call him Hangman Adam Page. I call him the Rhinestone Cowboy Adam Page. He hops along to the ring, say, looks like I'm not going to be able to make that Revolution three-way dance for the AEW World Championship. I'd imagine that if it's going to be just two people, I'll be one. I'll be the one challenging, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. This brings out Swerve Strickland. Of course, he looks like he's turning babyface a little bit there. So hey, we kind of went at it with each other, and looked like he was going to say, hey, he did say he respects him and all that good stuff. Then out comes Samoa Joe. Said, look, before y'all hug it out, I'm gonna. It doesn't matter if it's one of you or two of you. Of course, this is after Page said he wasn't going to make it, but Samoa Joe kind of played a spoiler there and said, if it's both of you, I'm going to kick both of your asses. If it's just one of you, I'm going to just kick one of your asses. And Swerve Strickland got on the mic and started saying, look, I'm going to beat you so. Pretty much he said, I'm going to beat you so bad, I'm going to put you back in the commentary booth with the wearing a poncho. Excuse me, folks. Anyway, so as he was trying to say whose house and the crowd going Swerve's house, that's when the Rhinestone Cowboy, he just can't trust a drugstore cowboy, folks. He just took that crutch and knocked the piss out of Swerve Strickland, drawing boos from the crowd. And it looks like Page wasn't as hurt as he said he is, so it's still going to be a three-way match with Adam Page, Swerve Strickland challenging the AEW World Champion Samoa Joe at Revolution. All right, now we get to the first match of the night. It is the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, and Brian Danielson versus FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and their partner, oh my goodness, Eddie Kingston. Well, Kingston and Claudio started things out, blah. Good sequence though when Dax Harwood and Brian Danielson came in. Then it was clobbering time with Cash and John Moxley. Led to a six-way brawl there. They worked over Cash until he got the tag on Dax. Dax got shining a little bit. Then they started getting a little heat on Dax, which I don't know if it was really heat. Who's the heel? Who's the babyface? Last week when I watched, it was FTR was doing hell shit. Anyway, who cares? Uh, Kingston gets a hot tag. He comes in, but unfortunately, Brian Danielson decided to kick his head in and put him in a triangle sleeper hold, and basically put Eddie Kingston to sleep, uh, giving the victory for the Blackpool Combat Club. Decent match, even though Eddie Kingston was in it. Sorry, I'm just not a big fan of Eddie Kingston. He's had moments to shine, but just still not a fan. Just not a fan. Sorry. Anyway, let's go to the next match. Actually, it's not a match at all. It's Will Ospreay. He comes out and say, look, all his obligations for New Japan Pro Wrestling is done with. He is 100% full-time employee of All Elite Wrestling. He kind of brags about, hey, he beat Kenny Omega. He's beat Chris Jericho. And he's ready to put some more wins under his belt. That's when Don Callis and the rest of the family came out. Remember, it is going to be Will Ospreay versus Takeshita come the Revolution pay per view. Uh, had a little bit of stare down, then they shook hands, and one walked away, then the other one tugged it back, and kind of went back and forth with that. Then kind of just kind of kept the peace a little bit there. Say, hey, may the best man win type deal. But looks like Will Ospreay came off as the babyface here, and um, gosh, who knows what's going to happen here? Are they going to turn on Will, or what's going to happen? Kind of a sticky situation. I get not really sticky. It's the AEW way. Next. All right, next up is for the AEW International Championship. It is the champion Orange Cassidy versus Nick Wayne. Look at that smirk. He being a heel fits him perfectly. He just looks like a guy you want to smack. Anyway, good sequence to begin things with. Then Wayne took over after a couple of dives. Christian Cage interfered. Didn't really get caught, but the ref's like, "Hey, I believe you doing pulling some shenanigans." So out he went. Uh, Nick Wayne still had the advantage. Orange Cassidy will eventually make a comeback, hit the orange punch for the win. Out came Roderick Strong. He attacked Orange Cassidy. Best friends were already there because the other members of the New Kingdom came out and kind of caused a little bit of distraction, but nothing Orange Cassidy couldn't overcome. But best friends were there to kind of have Orange Cassidy's back. So definitely looking forward to that match. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong for the International Championship. Check out my Spot Show live stream and for my predictions about every match come Revolution. Next up. All right, next up we had Chris Statlander, against Sky Blue. Of course, Julie Hart was in Sky Blue's corner. Chris Statlander had Strickland and Willow Nightingale in her corner. Uh, Pretty decent match here. Honestly, I didn't go grab a sandwich or anything. I did watch it. But anyway, decent little match here. Uh, Strickland was trying to get Chris Statlander to use the chain, but she didn't want to. This will, of course, distract the referee. Julia Hart comes in, knocks Chris with the belt, and of course, another one of my little pet peeves. Both promotions do this. I don't know why they do this. I don't know why it's a pet peeve. I just found it kind of dumb. Anyway, like I said, Julie Hart comes in, nails Chris Statlander with a belt, and said this Sky Blue Covenant, hook and leg, 1, 2, 3. She hits the cold blue because Chris Statlander was able to just get up, and like I said, Sky Blue hit the cold blue for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. And here we go again. Last match of the night. It is Atlantis Jr. with Atlantis Sr. in his corner. Going against Chris Jericho wearing the Lionheart gear coming out the White Zombie. Excuse me. Uh, anyway, cool song, but he only uses it when he's going to be the Lionheart. Anyway, decent match. Kid looked decent. Uh, but, he pulled off some good luchador stuff. Jericho got his stuff in. Jericho will wind up trapping Atlantis Jr. in the walls of Jericho. Senior said, "Look, I know my son's not going to tap out or give up, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in a towel." That gives the victory to Chris Jericho. And they all meet in the ring, shake hands, raise each other's hands, sing Kumbaya. Let's go to the final segment. All right, so during the course of the program, you seen the Young Bucks or the EVPs, whatever they call them, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson these days. They're going around the arena looking for Sting. They go in Sting's locker room, they see a bunch of bats hanging. That's it. They finally make their way to the ring. Ask the crowd where Sting is. Up popped Darby Allin wearing a Sting mask. He gets a few shots in, but numbers game, of course. After that, Ric Flair made an appearance. Looked like he was going to nail Darby Allin himself to align with the Young Bucks, but He wound up poking him in the eye. Then they wound up giving him a nut shot. They start beating up on Ric Flair. Then they go to the stage areas, and when Sting's music hits, but no Sting comes out, he does eventually come down from the Raptors. Uh, plays a Zoro, I guess Zoro, or plays sword games with a bat with a Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. Sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit here. I apologize. Anyway, he gets the better of that ordeal. Some duels with the bats. There we go. Uh, a couple of Scorpion death drops. Darby Allin was able to recuperate and hit the coffin drop from the top to the floor. Sting's left standing with Flair and Darby Allin, and this pretty much sets up what's going to be the Sting's final match. It will be Sting and Darby Allin, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, defending against the Young Bucks. All in all, okay show, just typical AEW stuff. I'm trying not to dog it, but I get entertained by some of this stuff, but for some reason this wasn't that entertaining. But I'm just waiting for somebody to actually. I finally did see somebody cry about the whole Sting coming down from the Raptors deal. I think Goldberg did it, uh, saying it was disrespectful to Owen Hart, even though Sting was doing it way before Owen Hart did. Not to make fun of Owen Hart, but I know how some of these virtue similars can be, especially the virtue similar fans. But like I said, I just seen it from Goldberg. Uh, anyway, enough of that crap. Anyway, what did you think about this week's Dynamite? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you halfway liked it, I'll admit this wasn't my greatest little performances. I'm trying to get this done quickly. Got a few other things to get done for, or to do, get done for. Good gosh. Anyway, going to just end it right here. Like I said, leave a comment, hit a like, share with friends, and if you're not one yet, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, you folks have a good one and take it easy. Thank you for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. And of course, this is the part where I ask you, if you're not a subscriber yet, to click on that subscribe button, leave a like, also share with friends. And if you want to follow me on social media, on Twitter, X, it's at RRPATRPTV46. On Facebook, it's just Ronald Ray. And yes, I need to turn in my man card because I do have a TikTok. You can find me on TikTok at RP2Vision. As always, you have a good one and take it easy.